What the fuck? An attack has occurred on a pro-Israel protest in Boulder, Colorado. Initial reports suggest Molotov cocktails were used, and there are multiple casualties, including children.
We're fucking God.
Sounds horrible. Yeah. I'm watching a video. It's sick. Yeah. Yeah, look at this. This is insane. Oh boy. Well, people are becoming radicalized. Yeah, I think this is really, really bad. And I think this is going to keep happening more too, by the way. And we're aware and fully investigating the targeted terror attack in Boulder, Colorado. Our agents and law enforcement are on the scene already, and we will share more information as it becomes available. I wonder how long it's going to take. Can I DM Kash Patel? Somebody needs to... Can I message him? I can't DM him. Yeah, because I need to tell him, like, bro, like, what are y'all doing? What are you guys doing? I tweet at him, yes. Like, really, this is nuts. Y'all really need to get on top of some of these people online. They promote this shit, and there's nothing ever happens. Oh, nothing happens to him. Yeah. More online censorship? This isn't, well, guys, this is not more online censorship. It was never acceptable to make calls for violence and to promote terror organizations. This is not, guys, this is not censorship. This is the law. This is the First Amendment. I don't want any new rules. All I want is the existing rules to be applied fairly to the people that are obviously breaking them. Like, somebody got to say this shit, man. FBI personnel, what is this here? Are on the scene in Boulder along with local law enforcement. We are investigating this incident as an act of terror and in the targeted violence. All the necessary assets will be dedicated to this investigation. If you have any investigative tips, please contact the FBI. We can find you. You cannot hide? Well, then why can't you find anybody online? Like, I don't know. Can I DM this guy? Maybe I should DM him. No, I can't DM him either. Yeah, I mean, really, they're not paying attention to this shit. Like, honestly, they're not. And so this is the guy that did it right here. Several pro-Israel supporters were attacked by a guy with fire by a pro-Hamas protester. I don't know about him being pro-Hamas. It's hard to say. We don't know that yet. Yeah, I called the FBI to report people doing this online, and they just hung up on me. Thank goodness you have the balls to say it. For real, bro. Thank you. Yeah, this is embarrassing, man. Like, because the thing is, like, I think the like, how are you letting a bunch of people go from the FBI whenever you should get them, you should recalibrate them and have them, like, do this, right? Before you fire them, at least.
The governor of Colorado said, I am closely monitoring the situation in Boulder, and my thoughts go out to the people who've been injured and impacted by this heinous act of terror. This is the governor of Colorado calling it a heinous act of terror and saying people have been injured. Hate-filled acts of any kind are unacceptable, he says. While details emerge, the state works with local and federal law enforcement to support this investigation. More info will be provided as it comes available.
According to the witnesses who spoke with CBS, the suspect attacked people walking to remember the Israeli hostage. This is not a protest. It's a peaceful walk to show solidarity with the hostages and their families, and a plea for their release, said Run for Their Lives, who organized the walk. Domestic terrorism. I mean, it's not even a question whether it's domestic terrorism or not. I mean, it's unequivocally domestic terrorism, and anybody can see that. I mean, if you think it's not, I mean, I think that you're just trying to hide something that's obviously the case. The video could be TOS, by the way. I know, that's why I'm pausing and not showing the video. But thanks for reminding me. So, yeah. Exactly why shutting down harmless domestic terrorism groups is such a necessity. That's right. Clear images of the guy who threw some kind of incendiary device. This is it. Yep. Jesus.
Witnesses were here. We've taken them to another location to debrief them and interview them. As we do that, I think the picture will become more clear. But it would be irresponsible for me to speculate on motive this early on. We're only a couple hours into this thing.
About the
Okay,
suspect, can you confirm the description about him? Because we know any picture running in social media.
I haven't seen it, and I wasn't here when he was arrested. All I know is it's an adult male. We're working to identify that person. We're working to figure out where they're from, and we're in contact with our federal partners as well as we figure that out.
Was something thrown at the group?
That is being investigated as well. So our initial call, as I mentioned, was a report that someone was setting people on fire. That is fairly consistent with the injuries that we found.
So that's what happened.
We're not 100% certain how that happened, and that's what we're doing to interview. There's a lot of witnesses that we're interviewing. I suspect within this evening, I suspect we'll have a better idea of exactly how those injuries occurred.
Are you guys going to have additional security for Jewish and Israeli people helping the hostages in the circle right now? Because this is a weekly occurrence, are you guys going to now have some additional security measures to protect Jews in Boulder?
So what I will say is, again, I cannot confirm right now that this was targeted at a specific group of people. We understand that there's a lot of tensions right now on a lot of issues in the United States and everywhere. Once we have a clear motive, we will react accordingly. And if that motive was a group was targeted, we will absolutely.
No, that's fair for him not to.
That additional security, additional presence. We want people to feel safe no matter what they're here for.
How many people were injured?
I don't have an exact number. What I will say is multiple. I can confirm that Boulder Community Hospital received multiple patients, and some of those patients were transferred to other hospitals. Right now, we have detectives working to find out specifically.
If they had to be transferred, that means there's probably a lot.
Again, hopefully later this evening we'll have an exact number. Right now, I'll just say multiple. Take one more question.
Any life-threatening injuries?
I believe so. What I'm being told is there are a range of injuries from very serious to more minor. And again, I just am. My heart goes out to those victims, and we're keeping them in our thoughts, prayers, and minds as they recover.
Or they're
I got to go back
understaffed.
to the command post.
Yeah, maybe.
This call. And I'll tell you that we are going to have another update later tonight. We will post that out and we will live stream it as well. So follow our social media for the next update. We will have another update for you this evening.
Are you going to expand the closures to other businesses, or is it for
We will put that out if we do. Right now, we just have these.
Uh-huh.
So, thank you. We will put out when we have another update tonight.
Thank you. Just staying away.
The public information officer for the Boulder Police Department. We are in the very, very early stages of this active investigation, and Chief Stephen.
This is the
Redfern
beginning.
is going to
We'll
speak
watch
to you
this.
about what happened this afternoon.
What happened? There was another terrorist attack from a anti-Israel person who threw Molotov cocktails into a peaceful protest of children and burned multiple people alive and killed them. That's what happened.
Hold on, Steve.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah.
As Dion said, my name is Stephen Redfern. I serve as the police chief here in Boulder, Colorado.
Killed?
Today, I'm here to give you very.
Yeah, my understanding is that 2 people were killed. Is that something that's not true? If that's not true, then I apologize. It's not true, at least it's not certain yet? Okay, so we don't know yet.
Preliminary information about an attack that occurred
Yeah, we'll find
here
out.
in downtown Boulder at about 1:26 p.m.
Can't know yet?
today.
Yeah, we'll see.
At that time, Boulder dispatch received several calls to the county courthouse located at 1325 Pearl Street here in Boulder. The initial callers indicated that there was a man with a weapon and that people were being set on fire. The initial response by our officers, we were on scene very quickly. When we arrived, we encountered multiple victims that were injured with injuries consistent with burns and other injuries. While our officers and paramedics and fire department personnel got those victims quickly to the hospital, our officers
Might be confusing
were
a Paris
pointed
attack.
out- a
Oh,
suspect
you know
was
what?
pointed
I
out to our
was.
officers on the
I
scene.
apologize. I was
Our
thinking about the
officers
Paris
immediately
attacks.
encountered that suspect who was taken into custody without incident.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
suspect, who I'm not
No, I
able
was
to
wrong
ID
about that.
at this time, was
That's right.
taken to the hospital with some minor injuries as
Another
well.
terror attack.
And there's a lot more we're investigating right now before I'm able to release information on that person.
Yeah, I think
the
that makes
scene,
sense.
Itself is contained, but we have a large area here in downtown Boulder closed off right now.
Why can't not
Businesses have
ID
been
them?
closed,
They
and
just
we have
hope
asked
they don't
people
do it
to avoid
immediately.
The area. This area is not safe yet. We're dealing with a vehicle of interest. We're dealing with a large area that we are making sure it's safe before we allow people to come back into the scene.
Yeah.
If your vehicle is here in the several block perimeter that we have,
New video,
please
suspect
follow our
yelling, "How
social
many
media.
people have
We
you
will
killed?"
announce when the roads are open and people can retrieve.
If you want to
their
find me to
vehicles
clip
as well.
that, you
I
can send it to a
appreciate
mod. I
everyone's
can
patience
watch
as we
it.
work through this complex scene. What I will say, lastly, is this was a beautiful Sunday afternoon in downtown Boulder on Pearl Street, and this act is unacceptable. I hope you'll join me this evening as we're working.
There's a pause. Do you think there should be consequences for leftist influencers fueling this extremism? I think that if you are promoting and providing a platform for this type of extremism, then yeah, I do think so. I don't think that being anti-Israel is obviously, right? Like, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Israel. I'm just an even smaller fan of burning people alive that support Israel. I think that's even worse than Israel itself. But like in general, these are two different things. So I do think that I really think that what needs to happen is that these websites, like places like Reddit, and I think Reddit and Twitter are probably the two worst places for this type of radicalism. And I think it's especially true on Reddit. I think that really the FBI needs to be, and TikTok. Yeah, TikTok's another one too. You're right. I forgot about that. Twitch. I mean, Twitch is really just pretty much. I mean, it's centered entirely around Hassan, right? I mean, like that's. Let's be honest, right? And like 3 orbiters that don't matter. So like that's about it. The majority, though, I mean, and Twitch is like a microcosm compared to the size of Twitter or Reddit or TikTok, right? I mean, like let's be honest, right? And it's like nothing. It's like 1%, if not less. I mean, and so the truth is that I do think that the FBI needs to look into a lot of these people that are advocating for violence and pushing for violence, because I think that it's all over these platforms. It's not like it's something that's like just stated offhandedly or whatever. It's everywhere. Literally everywhere. And I'm not talking about somebody who's like saying, I hate Israel, fuck Israel. I'm saying somebody who's saying we should burn Israelis. You know, Israelis deserve to suffer for this. You know, like if you punch somebody like this or you hurt them, it's okay. Like there are so many overt calls for violence that are happening on social media right now that I don't even think that we need to get into the gray areas, because there are so many black and white examples right now. And nothing is happening to these people, and there's no consequences for it. The websites aren't moderating it, and they're just letting these people run wild. And I think the truth is that the way to solve this is so easy, and these companies are just simply refusing to do it. Like, they're just refusing to do anything. And so, and it's not even, the thing is also, like, I blame the platforms, but I mainly blame the FBI. Because this is their job. They're supposed to investigate these people and prevent these people from existing and from, like, you know, posting this stuff and hold them accountable. And nothing happens. And these are the same people, by the way, that were posting the 8647 thing. Like, how many cryptic messages and calls for violence are we going to have until people realize that these people are obviously malicious, they are obviously aggressive, they are obviously not only condoning violence, but actively trying to support it in the most subversive way that they're allowed to? Come on. Like, what is this? By your initial logic, even Twitch is to be blamed for some extent to this? Twitch, yes, Twitch has become a hotbed for extremism for this kind of stuff. And I think that really, like, whenever you see Hassan reading the Israeli Shooters Manifesto, And the chat, his sub-only chat in emote-only mode is spamming his emote for being subscribed to him, and it's a heart emote. And as far as I know, these people probably never got banned. There's nothing that ever... I don't know, like, do they still have their account? Like, whatever happened to these people? Why not say 4chan as well? Because 4chan is so unhinged that literally everything on there is retarded, but the difference between 4chan and Reddit and Twitter and TikTok is that it's much more one-dimensional in its problems. So it's not that 4chan is okay and doing it on 4chan is all right, but what I'm saying is that 4chan has 50 problems and these other places have like 3, and so it's easier to focus on. And also it's probably easier to find people that are posting on like TikTok, for example, because they're posting on accounts that they probably have linked to their phone number. It'd be a lot easier to find them.
Working through this investigation, we are working.
When did 86 become violence? It never was violence when I worked at a restaurant. Okay. So, let me think of a way to explain this. Well, let me just explain the idea rather than try to come up with a metaphor. Trump's not in a restaurant. He's not in a restaurant. He's not working in a restaurant. Neither is James Comey. So it's easy to say that, but different things have different meanings in different contexts.
Came from the command post. We've got dozens and dozens of people here, our state, local, and federal partners working through this to figure out exactly what happened. I ask for a little bit of patience as we do that, but also I ask that you join me in thinking about our victims, the families of those victims, and everyone involved in this tragedy.
Yeah.
Our hearts go out to them, and we are going to do everything we can to work as hard as we can throughout the evening to provide more information and get answers for everyone. With that, as I stated, it would be irresponsible for me to speculate right now on motive and other things.
Yeah, it's hard to
I
say.
will take maybe a handful of questions, but then I've got to go back to a briefing.
I had a quick one.
Yes, Sean.
Was an actual protest going on when this occurred? Were a group of people gathered and were words said that would indicate this had anything at all to do with that protest?
So what I will tell you, on Pearl Street, it's a walking pedestrian mall downtown here. There was a lot of people out. Very beautiful day.
Do you think this attack was fueled by left-wing extremism? Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not the police, right? Like, I mean, I don't know. But yeah, 100%. I mean, they have to be sure before they say it, because like them saying it means more than me saying it. But it sure seems like it.
There was a group of pro-Israel people that were there in a peaceful demonstration. I wouldn't even call it a protest. I believe.
You don't even know what happened? I mean, I just watched him explain what happened, right? I mean, like, we've been looking at it. What do you mean I don't know what happened? It's obvious what happened. They just said what happened.
That happens frequently down here. They were there in that area. We are looking and actively interviewing victims and witnesses to determine if that group was targeted or others, and we just don't have those
Molotov
answers
cocktails
yet.
are
Those
free
things we'll
speech, guys.
Be able to provide you later this evening.
FBI is already calling it a targeted terror attack.
Yeah.
Would you also refer to it as a terror attack?
So I've been in contact with our local FBI multiple times. We are in contact with them here. We are not calling it a terror attack at this point. Again, it's way too early to speculate motive. You know, I know there's a lot out there on social media, but I ask people just to give us a little bit of patience while we work through a really complex scene. A lot of witnesses were here. We've taken them to another location to debrief them and interview them. As we do that, I think the picture will become more clear. But it would be irresponsible for me to speculate on motive this early on. We're only a couple hours into this thing.
About the suspect, can you confirm the description about him? Because we know any picture running in social media.
I haven't seen it, and I wasn't here when he was arrested.
Yeah.
All I know is it's an adult male. We're working
Where
to
is this?
identify
It's in
that person.
Boulder,
We're working to figure out
Colorado.
where they're from, and we're in contact with our federal partners
Yeah.
as well as we figure that out.
Was something thrown at the group?
That is being investigated as well. So our initial call, as I mentioned, was
Yeah, so this is the part that I had already seen. And so, yeah, it seems pretty obvious that that's what happened. Let me go back. It looks like this is frozen or
Someone was setting
something.
people on fire.
We're here, brother. We're here. We can't do nothing about that. We can't do nothing.
We can!
Not here.
You have to answer this!
Not here, bro.
You're not!
I'm taking video right
You
now.
have to answer this!
Spraying alcohol.
Spraying alcohol, but what he did was he made it look like he was here.
He's making Molotov cocktails.
Palestine! And for us!
I mean, he just said Palestine. Listen.
Palestine!
So, I mean, it's very obvious that this was a politically motivated action.
And for us!
Well, we can't do it when he's got Molotov cocktails in there.
If you are fighting, you have to
That's what he's got right here is Molotov
chosen.
Holy shit. Wow. And this is the guy's name. I don't know. This is the definition of terrorism? Yeah. Mohammed Solomon. Public execution should be brought back. Yeah, I'd be fine if we did that. Anyway, so this is pretty much what it is.